Okay, so boom. It's really weird, man. In like the manosphere, boy culture, whatever you want to call it, man. Feel like there's this really weird thing that has sprung about. I just want to get your thoughts on it. So basically, if you're too harsh on the women's, it seems like you're automatically misogynistic. Mm-hmm. But if you're too nice to a woman, you're automatically a simp. But I'm not here to agree or disagree on what people's stance is on simp and stuff like that. Because I already know in my heart of hearts what's a simp when I see it. I don't like when people take it out of context, though. But I want to get your thoughts and perspective. What do you think is a simp?
God. I feel like to describe that word, if I say it now, in a week it'll change, because at this point we've moved the goalposts on this word simp, and it's transformed from before. Okay, you're a simp now. Before you were a simp, were you thirsty?
Yeah, exactly. Like I kind of feel like simp is the current thirsty. Like 5 years ago, maybe that was just being thirsty.
Yeah, and then before thirsty, what, like
down bad? That came. It was like thirsty, down bad, simp, right?
Right, and then depending on your level of simp, you could be really down bad. Like depending on your actions, what you're taking.
Yeah.
So as far as describing what a simp is, in today's logic, is somebody who does more than is necessary for the attention
of a woman. I like that. Whether you agree or disagree with the definition, I could definitely see that, right? Like it, somebody goes into the comment section, right? And there's like that one anime chick in like the gaming chat or whatever, and somebody's like, "Hey, what's your name?" And everybody else is like, "Simp." It's like, all right, relax, bro. Relax.
Yeah.
But I will say though, there is merit to what I feel like are genuine simps. Here's the thing. This is the reason why I brought up the discussion. I had a talk with myself, and I thought, okay, like if somebody decides to go on the path of being a simp, how does that affect me personally? How does that affect me? Because if it doesn't affect me, why should I care? But here's the thing. It does affect me. And I'm going to tell you exactly why simp culture could be dangerous and why it's fucking up the game for everybody.
Let's do this.
So basically, back in the day, and not that long ago, ugly girls were lit. Ugly girls were dope. They had the best personality. They were the funniest in the crew. They know what to do. They were the best. Simp culture messed up the game because behind every ugly girl are all these DMs from all these dudes who will deny in public that they're hitting them up.
True.
So now what used to be just a good old ugly girl who was lit, now she's got the attitude of an IG model, which is not good. It messed up the game because now the average ones, they're coming around like, what? You can't talk to me. And who am I to say that she's wrong? Because her perception of herself is just what she's getting in them DMs. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, who am I to tell her she's not the baddest bee in the planet? Look at her DMs. They're flooded. And they're flooded by the simps.
Now, this is where it gets very tricky, the path we have to walk. So why I said it's doing more than is necessary to get the attention of the woman that you're seeking, because it goes from, hey, I'm going to shoot my shot, right? Anybody, any guy is free.
Nothing wrong with shooting your shot.
Shoot your shot. If you think you can land it, go ahead.
Right.
But now what am I doing while I'm shooting my shot?
Yeah, like this girl, she's like, the dude just offered to drive 30 miles to eat my ass, and he doesn't even have to sleep over, and like he's willing to like bring me Popeyes. So who am I to not tell her she's not the baddest bee in the planet, and she treats me like trash when she's got 30 guys in the DMs willing to drive 30 minutes to eat some ass.
No, this is it. And what happened is, in culture, we call it, well, as a DJ, it's very cutthroat out there, right? So if I want to play in the club, you know, I'm going to walk up to the manager. I'm telling him my price of what I bring, you know? Another DJ is going to come up and he's going to undercut me. Well, he's charging you $1,000 for the night. Listen, I'll do it for $7,000.
Ooh,
right?
Competition, capitalism.
And then, okay, another guy will come back. Listen, I'll do it for $5,000, and as long as I get to bring my some of my friends in free, you know, I'll do it for $300, and all you gotta do is comp my drinks for the rest of the night. And this is how it transferred over to getting to women. Oh. So now I'm shooting my shot. Hey, what's up? You know, and then can I take you out? And then somebody comes up behind me and says, listen, I don't have to take you to dinner. Right? I'll toss the salad right now. So it's like,
yeah. So you're being cut through.
I'm being cut through by the people who are willing to do more than is necessary for that attention.
Right.
Now, is she gonna look at me, or is she gonna get her salad tossed?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. No, I feel that and the thing is, it's the most that is it for me. You know what I mean? And this is another reason why I feel like sim culture is dangerous for all men, right? It's not just the male-female dynamic that is dangerous. And I really mean that. It's because simps bring the male stock as a whole. If men and female are stocks for a second, simps bring the male stock lower and lower and lower. So when women look at us and our penises as just one in a dozen, who am I to say no? Who am I to argue against that logic? Because simps have made it so.
But that's the thing. We have to bring back that there is a class system. If you're gonna undercut me, fine. Do what you gotta do to score your business. Right? But don't lump us all into that category.
Yeah.
You know, there's still stand-up guys out here. There's still people who's willing to be like, listen, all right, well, listen, he could do that, but I stand on my morals.
Right.
I'll take you out where I'll do, you know, but I'm not going to worship you off jump. Like, who are you? Because at the same time, who are you?
Yes. And that's what I'm saying too. Because of sim culture, it has made what a woman needs to bring to the table very little. Very little. Because the simp will take very little. And he's messing up the game for everybody else. This is another reason I can't stand simps. Is because I consider myself a regular dude, right? In the age of equality, I'm not going to treat a woman like a freaking handicapped child. I'm going to treat her on a moral, ethical, intellectual basis like a regular ass person. Because that's who she is a regular ass person. Now, with that being said, if a simp only goo goo gagas these women, right? Now she lives in a fantasy where she's always right. Now she lives in a fantasy where she can't do no wrong. So when a woman who's only lived in this bubble, this simp bubble, simply put, is that now when she gets confronted by me, I'm a problem. But I'm not a problem. I'm just normal. And I'm trying to just talk to you normal. Because maybe you said some dumb shit and I'm just trying to put you on, right? But now that's when they label me the misogynistic. Ooh, they love that word. Oh, they love that word.
It's very hard to hear that word and then not try to fight it off. But I think in this day and age, what happens is the reaction or just doing the action of the courting, right? It's become out of control. So you got the men who are willing to take whatever little attention I'm going to get back because I'm going to guarantee to do this absurd thing just to get the attention.
Yeah.
But then the guys who don't get the attention, what happens? You got on the opposite end of the spectrum, they flip the script.
Yeah.
So it's, can I get your number? No, all right. Fuck you. You ugly anyway. Whoa! You don't have to blow up like that. Rejection is not that bad. It's not that bad. And on the flip side, getting that acceptance, say, okay, yeah, you can suck my toes, whatever, and then leave. And then, okay, getting that attention is not all that either. We have to find a balance.
Yes.
You know?
And that's the thing. The space for normal men is almost gone now because people are becoming more extreme. Do you feel that? Do you feel like people are becoming more extreme?
Yes.
And it's weird because the people over here are looking at people over here like they're the only extreme ones. Nah, son, it's equal and opposite reaction over here in the universe. Usually the people who are calling these people extreme be the most extreme. They're the same thing. So it's kind of feel like now in today's society, you're either a simp or you're misogynistic. There's no such thing as a regular ass dude.
No,
you know what I mean?
It's baffling. Sitting here talking and just saying it out loud and realizing the reality of the situation. It's like, okay, this is what's going on. We have, and then once again, removing the goalposts because it goes from shooting your shot. How are you shooting your shot? What you're doing while you're shooting your shot, and then if you get the rejection, how you handle that rejection. Do you go off and do you blame her? Do you attack her? Do you make it seem like it's her fault? Are you know, like, and then it's like, hey, oh no, good, all right, cool. I'll move on to the next one. But where does social media focus on that? Where is the light focused on?
Yeah, and you know what? As a man, I will always look in before looking out, right? What could I do in a certain situation to better the situation? Because I'm all about solutions, man. That's what I like. So I asked myself, how could we turn the tide? How could we make it so that way men's value goes up, simp culture gets passed out, and we could move into a new golden age of you know, being just a regular ass dude. And I think that if men want to take the throne, if men want to be quote unquote kings, which is fine, I don't disagree. I do think men are rightful kings, but you can't act like a peasant for the pussy and want to be a king. So for instance, if you subscribe to an OnlyFans,
okay,
that's a little simpy to me. You want to know why? Because porn free, bruh. Yeah, you might have like a quick 5-second ad in the beginning, but it's free. So what are we doing here? You can't complain. You can't be like, oh, I'm a king and all this other stuff. But yet again, you're spending your hard-earned money on these women, right? Who haven't done a damn thing for you, right? Just for sex, which is one of the few things on this planet that should be free.
Or just a video. You don't even have to have the sex. It's just the visuals. Just the visuals, bro.
Yeah.
I'm paying for just do this for me. Can I request that you wear this and say this and whatever? And she's okay, yeah, I'm charging you every 30 seconds. It's like $40, whatever. Where's my wallet? Where's my wallet? She's gonna actually do it for me. Yeah. Or can you breathe for a second? You know, take that affirmative action and go out and into the world.
Yeah, raise your stock.
Right.
So that way, because every time you lower your stock, you're raising somebody else's. That's just the name of the game. You know what I'm saying? And so like, we're not going to sit here. I'm not going to sit here and lower my stock to raise somebody else. Because if a girl were to ever say to me, oh, you know, I need a Birkin bag off rip because so-and-so did it. Okay, go be with so-and-so. Because it ain't happening over here. It ain't happening over here.
I had a friend tell me, and he's a connoisseur of the OnlyFans sites. And he's like, why what makes me happy affects you? Right? And I'm like, okay, fair point.
Fair point.
You are happy doing what you got to do and getting whatever doses of happiness you're getting from this situation. But it affects us all on a scale. Because
the girl culture is changing because of the change that you're putting in her pockets.
Right.
And now our stock is lowered, which is affecting me. Your decisions in the background, your nasty ass DMs about eating booty for freeze, that is affecting me because it's lowering my stock.
You're making that language, you're making that action the standard now.
Yes.
So now when I come to interact, and I'm not coming with the simp standard, It's like, okay, you don't got time for me. Why not? Because I'm not.
You a broke boy. You a broke boy.
I'm
Oh,
not,
what do you do? Don't worry about it. You broke.
I'm not. And these OnlyFans women are making hand over foot.
Telling you, bro.
They're bringing in thousands of dollars a month. Some of them don't even have to get nude.
Nah.
They don't get nude.
Nah.
You know? And it's like,
I'm telling you right now, if I was a woman, I couldn't be broke. I couldn't be broke.
No.
I mean, I would be. I could just based off of my feet and farts. I could have 6 figures.
simple.
I mean,
simple. Do you know there's actually women out there who sell their farts?
Yeah, that's why I brought it up.
Oh, I thought you were joking.
No, I'm tracking, bro.
Yeah, that's a
farts,
serious,
burps.
That's a serious stock.
That's an industry, bro. Woo. That's an industry.
Bro, what are we doing?
What are we doing? What we're doing is simps are lowering the stock of normal, real men. And, this is another thing that's dangerous about society, and I see it happening more often, is that we are misusing words. Like, words don't really have meaning anymore. Because misogyny, it is a word. It's a real word. And if you were to look it up, it has a real definition. But oftentimes people will use it out of context. Like 9 times out of 10, they use it out of context.
Because I don't agree with what you're saying, and you're mansplaining. And
you got offended.
You're a misogynist.
You gotta be, bro. Because every other guy does not talk to me like that. So clearly, you're the problem because you're misogynistic. Because they're not doing that. They've never told me I was wrong. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. Normal, real men will treat you like an equal. Because isn't that like what you wanted in the first place? You didn't want somebody to goo gaga you. You wanted the real deals.
I want to cherry pick. I want to cherry pick when I want to be equal. All right? I still want the attention, but I still want you to, back up off me. I still want all this instant gratification of being who I am and doing what I'm doing, but I don't want you to encroach upon it. I want you to bend down and contribute to the unfairness, to this double standard. Mm-hmm. No.
And pretend like it's not happening. And act like I don't even know what you're talking about. Mm-mm. With that being said, simps out there, you know who you are. I don't have to explain anything to you. You know who you are. Cut it out. You know what I mean? Because believe it or not, it is affecting everybody else. It's affecting men as a whole in ways that we haven't even really begun, because everything is delayed. When an event happens, it usually takes time for it to build. And we're already seeing the destructiveness of that type of culture, when it comes to dating, when it comes to women's standards, when it comes to the dynamic between men and women. We're already seeing the manifestations of it. And I know some people will be like, but Drew, it's not that deep. But here's the thing. Is it kind of freaking is? Okay? It kind of freaking is.
From the initial interaction, right, to what happens. Let's just say you are successful. Now, right, when you interact with her, but now she's used to a certain standard, the simp standard, right? You're going above and beyond, and she's like, you know what? I'm good. I got somebody back here who's doing a lot more for a lot less.
I'll still fuck you on the low.
On the low.
I will still fuck your misogynistic ass on the low, but my simp got me.
Preach.
We're doing a survey around the country on the way population handles themselves and speaks and deals with their friends and interact with their peers.